Okay, so we are recording this tonight. So if you have team members that were not able to join us live, please make sure that you share this. We will be uploading it to the YouTube channel and posting it in the group as well for those that might need to watch it again, because if you're like me, sometimes you do. So first of all, I'm super excited that Miss Cassie has volunteered, well, kind of, sort of. She did, really. Didn't take a whole lot of pressure to share with all of us. Cassie came into the game not long ago. She hasn't been with us for a really long time, but she came out super strong. And I don't know if there's ever been a month where she's had less than 2,000 PRV, but I know she's had PRV, 2 months out of her short time with Scentsy. And I know she's reached 7,000 PRV. So she most definitely is someone that can and should be sharing all the things related to PRV, because she certainly got it down. So I'm going to ask Cassie to share all the things. I do want to make a little note, though, while I've got everyone's attention, hopefully. If you guys would right now make a note, save the date in your phone, that next Tuesday night, we have a special guest from corporate, Chuck Thompson, who's Orville Thompson's brother. And he is going to be sharing exclusively with Bliss. He's just doing this training just for us. And I really, really hope each and every one of you guys will make it a point to come. It's next Tuesday at 7:30. There is an event already set up in the Scented Bliss family group. So make sure that you guys have got that locked in, documented, and you have your team members on it. But until then, let's give all of our attention to Miss Cassie Baker.
Hi. All right. So I'm Cassie Baker. I'm director of, what's my team called now? Sense Redefined. I just recently changed my team name from, I don't even remember what it was called. Anyways, besides the point. So I'm going to tell you all of the ways that I get PRV consistently every month, whether I have Facebook or not, the ways that I kind of work around all the things. So the first thing that I need to tell you is that whatever you choose to do, whether you're talking to people in person, whether you're sharing on social media, if you're doing TikTok, if you're doing Facebook, Instagram, email, texting, whatever you're doing, you have to be consistent. That means that you have to do something every single day. You can't just pick and choose and post a couple of times and expect to make money with Scentsy. That's not how it works. You don't just join Scentsy and automatically start making money. There is work and effort that is put into this, and you have to do that every single day. Anita, you're cracking me up. Okay, so we need to meet new people, and we need to meet new people all the time. So I hear a lot of people come to me and say, well, I'm not social, and neither am I. I don't get outside of my house very much. I am a homebody. I don't leave very often. Maybe once a week. Literally, I don't leave. So if I can meet new people, I know that y'all can too. And the way that I meet new people is through social media, especially when I'm not in Facebook jail. Facebook is the way that I like to get my business out there. But right now I'm in Facebook jail for something really stupid. But you need to consistently meet new people. So the way that I meet new people is through groups. I'm in mom groups. I'm in groups of things that I like. I need to join the Facebook Jail Club. Absolutely. I'm in groups of Virgin River lovers. I'm in a Hallmark group. I'm in a Christmas lovers group, a Christmas decorating group. I've met several people through these groups. And today I recruited a girl from the mom group who posted, hey, I'm looking for something to do from home, stay-at-home mom. Does anybody have anything? I messaged her. I had a kit. So I recruited her, got her on. We're getting her started, and hopefully she's going to be able to make some money from home like I do. So consistently meeting new people, expanding your network, whether you're Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it doesn't matter. However, you just have to consistently expand your network. Once you are meeting new people and adding them to your friends list and getting engaged with them and building a relationship with them, these people should be able to look at your profile and they should be able to tell what you do. They should know that you sell Scentsy, that you're the Scentsy girl. Your profile should scream, I sell Scentsy. Like, it should scream that. So if you don't have it on your profile, what you do on your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever, you need to go change that. You need to have your website on there. You need to have that you're an independent consultant. You need to be sharing the products, the love of the products. You don't have to be salesy or posting a bunch of flyers or anything like that. You can literally share the love of the products and they sell themselves. I saw a post just a little bit ago that was somebody spilled some spaghetti sauce in the floor and they cleaned it up with Counter Clean. Guess what? That is a fabulous way to share that our Counter Clean is freaking awesome and that everybody should be using it. So it's just little things like that that you can do to share how you're using the products, what you're doing, what your favorite warmer is, what scent are you warming right now. Jackie Duran shares every Wednesday her weekly wax picks. That's a wonderful way to share what you're warming, what you're loving. And that gets the word out there. Like I said, you can't sign up for Scentsy, not do nothing and be successful. It doesn't work that way. I signed up on a whim. I did not sign up to sell Scentsy. I signed up just because I wanted some Scentsy. August 15th, 2019, I had no Scentsy in my home. And I signed up for Scentsy. Had 0 Scentsy in my home. None. Didn't even know they sold all the things that they sell, but I had none of it in my home. So for me to go from having nothing to selling 2,000 PRV my very first month, that's huge. And the only way that I could do that was to share it. So I shared the scents. I couldn't share my love for the product at that point because I didn't know that I loved it. I didn't have it. So I shared the products themselves that came in my starter kit and they sold themselves. I didn't have to try. It's just, if you share them and you continually contact people, get in contact with people and build those relationships, the products will sell themselves. A lot of times I do personal specials. These specials cannot be shared on any platform whatsoever except for one-to-one. So you can call somebody and tell somebody about it. You can personal message them about it, email them about it. As long as it's one-on-one, it's completely in compliance. But I do the 10-bar special a lot. I love to do that. And sometimes when I do that over the summer, I did it and I had like over 1,000 PRV just from the 10-bar spray. No, you're not getting the host rewards when you do specials like that, but your PRV makes up for it. So who cares, right? And you can still use a host kit. I won't go into all that, but you can still use that host kit. If you wanted to let somebody join for $59 from one of those little personal specials. I've come up with a couple of personal specials over the last couple days that have like 7 products in them and they're like $40 and they're saving like $17 to $20 on these bundles. I will post a picture and share these in the group so that y'all can do these. You need 6 people to make it work, but it's a wonderful way to boost your PRV to share those personal specials. But like I said, keep it off of Facebook. Don't post the price. You can post something like Christmas bundle. You won't believe the price. This is insane. Contact me for more info. Limited availability. That's all you post on Facebook. And then you contact people who comment on it or whatever. And then you can share it any other, one-on-one way that you want to. Once you get your customer base in place, you need to take care of those people. And you need to follow up with them on a regular basis. So when somebody orders from you, your first follow-up should be the day after or 2 days after, thanking them for their order. Thank you for placing an order. I appreciate it. You're supporting a dream in my business, and I could not do what I do without you. Simple as that. Then you follow up a couple weeks later, make sure they got their product, make sure everything's okay in working order, that they don't need anything. And then a couple months later, you can follow up again. Another way to follow up is to ask them if they want to be in your VIP program. If you don't have a VIP program, I highly suggest you get one, whether you have a VIP on Facebook or you have a VIP. Tracy does her VIP with Project Broadcast. She'll text them all the new things coming out when she has specials or whatever she does. So you need to have a VIP in place and a referral program in place. If you don't have those 2 things in place, you really need to have those. That helps PRV so much, especially the referral. I like to have a way to connect with my VIP customers like they're my family and friends. So I connect with them on a much deeper level than I would just anyone else. So I find that having a VIP is very important. Let's see.
Firecrackers.
What? Hang on just a second. I don't know how to do this. Okay, sorry. All right, so take care of your customers. Wait, let me go back. Okay, how much time do you spend on your business every day? This is not something that you can work every now and then and make money off of it. It's really not. You have to work your business every day. So my typical day, I'm in my office for, I don't know, 6, 8, 10, 12, sometimes hours a day. I work really hard now because I don't want to work so hard later in life, if that makes sense. So I'm building my team, I'm building my customer base, I'm engaging and doing all of those things right now so that later I won't have to work so hard and now I have more freedom. Right now, Scentsy has given me the freedom to be at home with my kids, but I still have to work really hard to bring that paycheck in every month. And I will tell you that Scentsy has sustained us since August, when my husband lost his job due to COVID. So he's still not working and Scentsy is still sustaining us right now. It's been hard, but Scentsy is still sustaining us. And that can be the same for anybody. I'm not special. I don't do anything special. Anybody who puts the amount of time into their business that I do will succeed. Like, you can't not work this hard and not succeed. So the time that you put into your business, I know that there are a lot of fun things that you could be doing. I know that you could be, playing with the kids, and I know that you could be participating in all the things and maybe going shopping and doing that. But right now, for me, putting all the time into my business is what's important to me, because I want to make sure that when I'm dead and gone, that they have this for them. I don't want to leave them with nothing and stuck with my bills and all of that stuff. So right now I have to sacrifice, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. So right now I just put all the hours into it. I make sure that I'm messaging people every single day. I make sure that I'm advertising every single day. I make sure that I always have a party going. If you're not partying, you're leaving a bunch of money on the table. People want to party, and you can find these people to party. I have a girl on here, I think she's still on here, Lindsay Cortez. She signed up with me, I don't know, I think back in May. And I taught her that you need to message such and such people every day. Like, you need to message at least 20 people a day. Either talk to them about parties, talk to them about the opportunity, or, tell them about the product. One of the 3 things you need to do, at least 20 people a day. And she was like kind of eerie at first, but then she started doing it. And this girl's like rocking 15, 20 parties a month. Okay. Every party is not going to qualify. That's for everybody. I'm sure Tracy DeMario still has parties that don't qualify. So it's okay that your parties are not qualifying. It's okay that every party is not $500. The fact is that you're getting your name out there. And in those parties that don't qualify, you still have connections to other people that they've invited to this party. So if you keep connection with the ones that show interest, or maybe the ones that did buy from the party, the little things like that are a big picture. Like, those are the important things, that you're making connections with those people, staying in touch with those people, and using that later down the road. One thing that I'm doing today for the sale tomorrow, if y'all didn't know, we have a sale tomorrow. It's supposed to be real big. For the sale tomorrow, I'm going back through all of my old parties and adding my husband to them, because I'm in Facebook jail. But I'm adding my husband to them, and I'm posting about the sale in every single one of those parties. I don't want to have to go through it and do it tomorrow, so I'm doing it today. And I'm sharing the link to the specials tab, because that sale is going to be on the specials tab. So I'm just sharing the link directly to the specials tab. Going ahead and sharing that. So tomorrow, if those people see that, then they'll be like, oh, it's a sale. Cool. Okay. So I'm doing that. Let me turn the page here. Samples. That's another thing that I do to boost my PRV. I don't give samples to people who don't buy from me unless that I think that they're really like, okay, well, they want to smell some scents before they buy. But like random people asking me on Facebook, hey girl, can I have some samples? No. Once you place an order, you'll get some samples and some thank yous and some things from me. Otherwise, I really don't give out, I don't give out free samples. That's just not my thing. You need to be excited about the products. People see your excitement, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm real special. Like, I'm goofy and people feed into that. And like, that's literally who I am. Like, I'm not pretending to be so silly. Like, that's literally me. And people love that about me for some reason. I don't know why, but that really has helped me grow my presence on social media. People in this town and people in surrounding towns, I'll go Walmart and people, oh, hey girl, hey. And I'm like, who is that? And it's somebody that knows me from Facebook. And I just act like I know them because they're probably like one of my customers or, you know, something. So I act like that I know them, but I don't really know them because like I said, I'm not a social butterfly. Like I am on Facebook, but like in real life, I'm I'm really not. Like, I don't want to go around people and be people-y. I just don't want to do it. Robin said something. You can also schedule posts in groups about the sale. That way it's fresh in their mind tomorrow. Yes, good idea. Sure can. I'm going to do that. Yes, that's what I want to do. So share the products, share how you use them. They sell themselves. Another thing, when somebody's placing an order with you and they're like, oh, I want to get a couple bars of wax, go ahead and upsell that. Girl, if you buy 3, you get $1 off. Go ahead and get 3. If they're buying a warmer, do you need to go ahead and get some replacement bulbs? Do you need some wax? All of those things, upsell the product. Earlier today, Amber and I were talking about IPAs, and I really started thinking about IPAs. And if you don't know what an IPA is, that is an income producing activity. So anything that you're going to do that could be bring you income. So that could be making samples. Well, not the action of making samples is the IPA. It's the action of handing those samples out. So I have a bunch of samples over here. Girl, I got samples, but these samples sitting here on this desk are not doing anything for me. So if you're going to spend the time to make the samples, get the samples out. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. You don't have to be extravagant about it. I am on a budget right now. So my husband went to the Walmarts and he bought the sheets of felt for 28 cents. We cut them into squares, and that is my sample right there. That's cheap. That's easy. And that can mail for 1 stamp in a number 10 envelope right there. I print out things on my printer and I have them attached. This going out in the mail is an IPA. The act of making these samples, not so much. If they sit here on my desk and I don't do anything with them. So make the samples, get the samples out, get the Scentsy follow-ups. That's a good IPA. You're following up with people. You're reminding them of Scentsy. They may not think about Scentsy like we do. Like when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think about is Scentsy. What do I need to do today? When I go to bed at night, like I'm thinking about Scentsy and what I need to do tomorrow. Normal people are not like that. They don't think about Scentsy like we do. So we have to remind them like who we are, what we do, and what we're about. So doing the follow-ups and, reminding them, a lot of times I'll message customers and they'll be like, oh yeah, girl, I wanted to get a 6-pack of wax and then life happened and I forgot and all the things. And that happens all the time. So you have to follow up with them and help them.
Medicine.
What? I'm sorry. A lot of times they'll just forget and you'll say, oh girl, don't worry about it. You just want to PayPal me or whatever. I'll place the order for you and I'll get it to you. Make them feel like you're doing something for them. You're offering good customer service. That's super important for customers who are going to come back time and time and time again to offer good customer service. So let me see what she said. Maybe I can go back. Did you hear about your referral program at VIP outside of a Facebook group? Okay. I don't have a VIP outside of a Facebook group. My Facebook group is my VIP. But a lot of people use Project Broadcast to text their VIPs. That is something that I used to use, but unfortunately right now I can't do that financially. So I stopped with that and I switched just to my VIP Facebook group. And it works for me right now. And I only keep people in there who are currently purchasing from me. If you haven't bought from me in 2 years, you're not my VIP. If I followed up with you and you have not even responded to me, then you're not in my VIP. So my VIP on Facebook is literally about 90 people. And those people, they buy from me either every 1, 2, 3, or 4 months. So I'm working on getting them all enrolled in club. So that's my next That's my next thing. That is another thing. I am always active every month with my Scentsy clubs. I don't have a lot of them, but I do have enough to get active every month. 1 month I will have about 500 in Scentsy Club, and then the next month it'll be a little bit less because I have a couple bi-monthlies. So it just depends, but every single month I'm active just off of Scentsy Club. So Scentsy Club is a huge, huge deal and a good way to get PRV. That's guaranteed PRV that you don't have to work for. So take care of your Scentsy Club people and make sure that they get all the samples, because if they smell something that they love and they never want to lose it, they already know about the club. So they're going to go and add that to their club. So you need to make sure that you're taking super good care of those Scentsy Club subscribers. Oh, another thing that really boosts my sales is my live videos. I go live quite often when I'm not in Facebook jail. My husband's algorithm on Facebook sucks, and when I go live on his page, like hardly nobody sees it, but I still try to do it anyways. But when you go live, I know Robin goes live a lot on her page, and when you go live, it really boosts your algorithm, and a lot of people see that, and you can get a lot of sales from live videos, just showing them the products, talking about the products. And it doesn't always have to be about the products. It can just be about real life, just being real with people. They love that. So that's a lot of brand yourself. I have my wax gloss shirts, my Scentsy shirts. So if I ever do go anywhere, people know that I sell Scentsy. Bumper sticker on your car. I know Tracy has big stickers on her vehicles. Amber has on the bus. She's got the stickers on the bus. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I think Amber Dixon's got them like all around the little short bus that she has, like on all the windows and all the things. And she's always wearing the shirts. So yeah, brand yourself. And then back to parties. If you're not partying, you are missing a lot of money. Parties are where I would say more than half of my PRV come from. Last month was a sucky month for me. It really was. I done 37 something, and that was a really hard month for me. Because I couldn't do parties, and I was doing parties, but they were off my husband's profile, and like people weren't responding to the things because it wasn't me. And I couldn't use Bisley, and I was just, it was an awful place for me to be. I'm still in jail, by the way, until the 12th. But if you're not partying, whether you're using Bisley, ScentShare, or whatever you're doing, just be consistent at it and talk to people. Don't be afraid to talk to people. People are not going to come to you. They're not going to come to you. You need to go to them. Listen here, Tracy DeMario. What did she say? Free Cassie. Yes, start the Free Cassie movement. So yeah, that's about all I have is just parties. Party. And I've said it from the first time that Tracy made me do a training on PRV. I've said it then, and I will say it now. Parties are the gateway to PRV. If you're not partying, then you're not making all those new connections. You're not gaining those new customers. And so you're not expanding your network and your customer base. You have to party. This is a party company. You have to party. You need to party. If you don't want to party, I understand. But parties are, that's what brings my PRV. That is what does it for me. And like I said, I still talk to at least 20 people a day, whether I'm offering the opportunity, I'm talking about a party, or I'm telling somebody about a product. 20 people a day, no less. I'm sending those messages. I am connecting with my customers. I use Amy for follow-ups. Actually, I don't use it. My husband does. He does all of our follow-ups right now because he still is not going back to work. So I was like, hey, bro, you gonna work for me? So he does all the follow-ups. He does all the deliveries. It truly is. No one buys from your parties. It's okay. No, they don't have to all be online. You can do a party. You can do a virtual party. You can do an in-person party. You can do a Facebook Live party. You can do a bingo party. There are like endless ways to party. I actually just had my first home party. This is probably crazy because I've been doing this for a couple of years now, but I just had my first home party last week. And my first home party was 5 PRV. So I was like, that was a really good use of a couple of hours to go out and show people the products and collect the orders and do all the things. I mean, that 500 PRV really helped me. So it doesn't matter how you're doing the party. There's text parties. There's all different kinds of parties. You just need to party. And if you are not, I have a ton of parties that don't qualify, and that's okay. I offer that host a half off reward, and I'm just using a perpetual. And I too have a mock party set up as well. So I use the perpetual and I give them a half off reward off of one of my parties, you know, maybe my catch-all party. And then I just switch the host of that party to me, and I just build on it and build it up. It's okay if they don't qualify. They don't all have to qualify. But if you're having parties that aren't qualifying, I would say that you're probably not doing enough, because I've never counted how many parties I did in a month, but usually it's anywhere from 15 to 20-ish, maybe sometimes more. And I would probably say that, you know, a quarter to half of those do not qualify, but all of the little orders that I'm getting off of all those parties really add up to my PRV. So Sally Sue and Maggie may be the only ones that buy from this party, and that may only equal, you know, $75 to $100. That's 75 to 100 PRV that I did not have before that party. So it's okay if they don't qualify. It's okay if no one buys from them. You're getting yourself out there, you're planting seeds, and if you water those seeds, they will grow. I promise. So I guess you want to do questions, or that's about all I have. That's what I do.
There's a question in there, Cassie, that said, let me scroll back up. What do you say when you're messaging those 20 people that you've already, and you have already connected with them other than Scentsy?
So for like a party message, I would say, you know, hey, Sally Sue, I've got a really cool new party that I'm trying to promote. Would you be interested in hosting virtually or in person for me? You can earn free and half off Scentsy. It's really fun. What do you say? I don't get all wordsy and I don't like vomit on them. I keep it pretty simple. I don't be like, if you sell such and such, you can earn this. And if you sell such and such, you can earn this. Like that really throws people off. So keep it simple and just say, look, keep it minimal, what you say. So if I were texting Lindsay, I'd be like, hey girl, hey, because that's literally how I talk. And I know the hey girl, hey messages, like, you know, throw some people off. That's literally how I talk. And people that I talk to know that I talk like that. So if I were to, you know, hey girl, hey, it's fall, you haven't hosted since, you know, summer. Would you like to host a party for me and get you stocked up on some Scentsy? A lot of times I don't even say free and half price rewards, or if your party qualifies, you get this, this, and this. I just keep it super simple. Pretty vague. Lindsay, what do you say to the people that are you still doing your messages?
Yep, every day.
And what do you say to people?
If I know them, I'm just like, hey, like, have you been? I'm trying to reach a goal this month. Do you want to host a party and help me out? If somebody I'm not too familiar with, then I'm just like, hey, I'm really wanting to connect with new people, want to host a party and maybe earn a couple of free half off items. Sometimes I don't get responses when I use that, so I have been cutting back to just getting straight to the point about the parties. So basically, the ones I sent out this morning were let me find one. Hold on.
Okay.
I cannot remember off the top of my head right now. I am excited.
I have found, while she's looking, I have found even just reaching out and just connecting with people. It doesn't even have to be about Scentsy. You know, just, hey, I saw that picture of, you know, your kids trick-or-treating. They look so cute. Because that's just putting you in their mind, right? Because then they're like, oh, that's Amber. I wonder if she still sells Scentsy, which they should know if they're in any type of friend of mine. But that makes it kind of draws people to your page, right? Because they're like, oh, that's Cassie Baker, like the Scentsy lady. You want people to remember you as the Scentsy lady. So even if you're not saying anything about Scentsy, just starting a conversation with them.
Yeah. Sometimes that'll be like, oh yeah, she sells Scentsy. I wonder if she would let me do a party for her. I had somebody message me just last week who has hosted for me 4 times now in the little 2 years that I've been doing this. And she's like, hey girl, did you have a catalog change? Got the fall scents yet? I was like, yeah, girl. She's like, okay, I need to host a party. I was like, okay. All right then. You got it, Lindsay?
Yeah, this one, it was just kind of straight to the point. I was like, hey, Roxanne, would you be interested in hosting a Scentsy scent event for me? And she responded right back and was like, yeah, sure. I love Scentsy. So,
there you go.
I just kind of to whoever I'm talking.
I love that you used scent event instead of party too, because there are some people that associate party with, they just, so I think that's really great that you're using that term scent event.
Like, other than with us, I have totally like taken party out of my vocabulary. So,
yeah.
And it's,
I use scent event too.
And if anybody needs some verbiage, also, I posted earlier today, if you search the group hashtag booking tip, I shared some verbiage that Aspen shared with me earlier today. So if that's helpful for some of you guys to, tweak it, make it your own. Like you said, if I said, hey girl, hey, my people would be like, what is Tracy on? So you might have to kind of, tweak it because hey girl, hey, they think I be tweaking something. I don't know, because that would not be normal for me to say, but Cassie can totally pull that off. So there's that.
That's just totally that's my what do you call it?
Your catchphrase.
Well, I don't know so much catchphrase, but that's just my personality. Like I'm that. I mean, I'm very upbeat, very bubbly, and just, and Lauren, you would be the one to be drunk.
I will say, I recently had a newer team member she's not on social media, and she is older. And so she was concerned, do you think I could do this since I'm not really on social media? I'm not real good with technology. And I said, well, absolutely. I know you can, because when I joined, there wasn't social media. And I wasn't good with technology, and it worked okay for me without all of that. So I know it's still possible. And so her first 2 parties were book parties. And I think we forget that can still be a thing. She had 2 friends that work outside the home that she simply gave a catalog and some order forms to. And each of them were over $300 parties. And so I think sometimes we even try to overcomplicate things. I mean, the reality is all of us probably know people that work outside the home. There's a good likelihood they could pass around a catalog and some order forms to their office and get orders too. And so that was a good reminder for me that you can still do things the old school way. I mean, they still will work if you have friends and family and or opportunities that present themselves that way. Because there's still obviously, there's still people that are going to place orders that way. So just keep that in mind too. That was a good reminder to me, because I was like, way to go, girl. I was so impressed, Yeah.
I've done a couple parties, like basket parties. There's another party way, basket parties. I took it to a little tax firm right down the road here, and she took the things and she shared them, and they either placed an order through the link or they sent an order form. So I did a bulk order for the local people, and the people that weren't around here, like she shared the link with other people. They ordered off the link, and she had like a $500 party. So there's all kinds of clinics, dental offices, your doctor's office, the vet's office, all kinds of places that if you know someone, you say, hey girl, do you can take a couple books and some order forms and collect some orders and, have a party and get you some free stuff. And that works a lot. And that's a really good way to get your name out there as well.
I was actually just going to say something about that. I had a friend of mine just texted me yesterday, and she's like, hey, do you have any testers that I could smell, because I need to put an order in? I said, sure. So I handed it off to her last night. I had just gotten it back from a bag party, and I pretty much handed it to her as was, with the samples and the order forms and the catalogs and everything in there. And I just texted her right now during this training, so I haven't heard back from her yet, but I was like, I mean, I thought about it before, but I was trying to play it cool. I go, I was just thinking that if you wanted to take those testers to work and get a few orders, you could possibly get your stuff for free and half off. Like, no big deal. If you want to, you've already got it, blah, blah, blah. So
Right.
I was just going to say too, for those of you guys that are looking to kind of brainstorm even more than what Cassie already shared with us, if you guys missed out on the Boss Up that we recently did, the Boss Up page, maybe we can bump that page, but Wendy Newgrass started the day that early first thing in the morning. She did just 10-minute video talking about some amazing ways to get our product in front of people the non-traditional party way. So I would highly recommend, if you guys missed that, it's like I said, we'll post the link in this event, in the event description, in the event of the group, so you guys can find it for the Boss Up page. Go back to the video section of that page, and you'll want to look for Wendy Newgrass's video, because it's really good. Again, just to get you guys some new and different ideas, if you feel like you need some new and different ideas. So just want to throw that out there too.
Yeah, she is, Carrie. I love her. I love all the videos in that Boss Up page. I love when they do that. That's really awesome. Yeah.
There's also a lot of good, helpful tips and videos and files and stuff in the monthly movement group as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, those are good. A lot of the things in the monthly movement, and even some of the things in the Boss Up are, I try to keep things more geared toward new people who may not have a customer base already. So to make it as simple as possible for them, like my new girl was like, what if nobody wants to buy from me? Like, what if nobody does this? I'm like, girl, that's not an option. Like, you're going to share the product. I'm going to teach you how to network. I'm going to teach you how to grow that customer base so that, you can find people. Not many of my family support me. So if you're depending on your family and your friends and your, people to support you, you're not going to build a business, because building the business is all about meeting new people and expanding your network. And if you can do that, then you're good, but it takes some stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's probably hard to believe, but I'm very shy. But I am, and I don't like talking in front of a bunch of people. I could probably never go on stage at an event and talk to a bunch of people.
Yes,
I could. I don't think I could.
And yes, you will. Your day will come.
Hopefully not. That just gives me anxiety thinking about it, Lord. But I am very, I try to play it off by being silly, but being with Scentsy, and if y'all don't know me before, I was full-time nurse, worked 80 hours a week. Once I started making as much with Scentsy as I did with nursing, I came home. It happened to be during COVID, and I was able to, care for my sick mother until she died because of Scentsy. I was able to be with my kids because of Scentsy. I was able to homeschool my children for that little bit there before they went back to in-person school because of Scentsy, because we couldn't make it on one income. We just couldn't. So I had to do something. But I didn't know that when I signed up with Scentsy with I don't even remember what my original sponsor's name was. I don't remember. When I signed up that night, randomly just saw her post on Facebook. I was like, I'm going to join. It was a $99 kit. It was a double month. Like, we were about to switch seasons. And I was like, I'm going to get all the stuff, like all the things. And that's all I was doing. I was like, hey, James, do you mind if I buy this Scentsy kit? He's like, go ahead. So I was like, okay. So once I got it in, I took it to work with me and started sharing it. All the CNAs, all of my other nurse friends, the DON, all the people were like, oh girl, I need some. So then I took a fragrance flower to work. And then I bought a Scentsy Go and I took that to work. And the smell sold itself. I didn't have to sell it really, because the smell sold itself. And I really didn't get into it like wanting to do this for a living until I hit director. And I hit director in 8 months. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something to this. Like, so then I started growing my team more, because before I wasn't really growing my team. I was holding on to those hostess rewards because I was like, that's my free stuff. And once I flipped that switch in my brain and figured out that that was only going to grow my business bigger and grow my income more, that I started like, oh, okay, well, all right, well, I'm gonna give these kits away. And so I went from having, I think, like, I don't know, 16, 17 people on my front line to almost 70 now, something like that, on my front line. And most of those people that I recruited were kids. So it's just like, I just flipped a switch, and that training wasn't even about that, but you know.
Well,
Just
what I like that I've heard Cassie say, number one, thankfully she has a list of faults like the rest of us. I mean, I think she's made it very clear that, you know, she's not Miss Perfect, which should give hope to all of us. So, and that's real, because the reality is all of you guys might be thinking of all the reasons why you can't. Well, Cassie had those reasons too, but she just pushed them aside and said, I am, and I will, and she has. The other thing I think you've heard Cassie say is that she has failed. I mean, not necessarily herself, but her parties have failed. She's had bombs where, you know, nobody would take the host kit, where she didn't have, you know, $200 parties. Like, she's experienced all of the failures that the rest of us either have or are going to experience. But that has not kept her from getting up the next day and going back to work. And that's real, and that's a part of business. And that's what defines someone from continuing to see success versus going stagnant and or worse and not even remaining stagnant, you know. So that's what I hope some of the messages that you guys hear tonight is that you don't have to be perfect to be successful in Scentsy. You don't have to always come out winning, because that's not real, and nobody is going to pull that off all the time. You don't have to do it just one way. I mean, Cassie has had to change things. I mean, she's clearly, I mean, she's James one day, she's Cassie one day, she's on Facebook one day, she's not on Facebook one day. I mean, she's had to overcome a lot of things, both personally and professionally, but that has not ever hampered her focus on where she's going in this business. So as soon as you guys can come to the understanding that you're going to fail, and what you do when you fail is going to determine where you're going to go in this business. And the fact that you're not going to be perfect at everything, and you're going to struggle and or have anxiety or be uncomfortable. But the reality is you just have to face it, and you have to get up and do it. And you have to push forward. And just like the kits, like she said, with the generosity, as soon as you start giving more than you're taking in this business and in life, I mean, it will naturally start happening in all of your arenas, I think you're going to find. But once you start giving of yourself, whether it's helping another Scentsy sister or Scentsy mister, whether it's sharing, you know, the host benefits so that someone can join your team utilizing your host kit, when you start living that way, I think you're going to find that you're also going to start receiving a lot of blessings, and they're going to come in a lot of ways, sometimes financially, sometimes through friendship, you know, all kinds of different avenues. So not only has Cassie shared with us how she gets her high PRV, which is all things that any and all of us can do, but I hope you picked up on some of the other lessons that she shared too, and that you've made some notes, and that going forward, you can kind of help adjust your mindset and keep some of these things in mind as you push through your November, and then December, and then January, and then February, and so on.
Yeah, Ruth just shared that she was having a hard time, not doing well, getting back from COVID, upper respiratory infection, and I would say just keep pushing. We had COVID back in August. August was a pretty big month for me. Yeah, I just kept working. COVID couldn't keep me down. Nothing can keep me down. There may be days that Jackie Duran has to call me and make me get out of bed, but there's nothing that can keep me down, literally. It can't happen. Even the month that my mother passed away, February, I think I done like 4,000, 5,000, something like that, because I was like, should I lay down and cry or should I just boss up and do the things? Like, she's gone no matter what. If I lay here and cry, or if I work my business, or if I do all the things, the situation is the same. It's not going to change. So why not just show up and do the things that I need to do to take care of my family? So that's what I chose to do. And I choose to do that every day. And a lot of times it's hard for me. It really is, because I do have, I have struggled with depression and anxiety. I don't claim those things over my life anymore. But I do still have hard days. And so during those hard days, Jackie, Amber, Angie, all of them, hey, where are you at? Come on, let's get working, let's go. So I think even more than the money and being able to pay my bills is the friendships. I think that my newfound friendships that I've discovered. And that's the biggest blessing to me. Because a lot of these women I did get to meet in Branson at SFR. And I never thought that I would actually like, Scentsy people. What? I don't want to hang out with y'all. Yes, I do. Yes, I did. It was fun. It was great. It's the biggest, one of the biggest blessings of my life. So if you're feeling down, I just encourage you to push and keep going, stay prayed up, and just push through all the things, because if you keep pushing and you keep trying, you're going to come out stronger on the other side eventually.
And stay connected, showing up to these Zooms. I know it's not the same as being in person across the table from somebody. I get it. We can't replace that. And so I'm so hoping that Scentsy Family Reunion does get to happen live and in person. I'm feeling very optimistic about it. And world tours, which we should be hearing about soon. Those are like one-day events that happen once a year. Hopefully those will be happening again very soon, typically in January and February. So we should be hearing something about that soon. But until then, stay connected. Come on these Zooms, connect and attend. Message people that you see in the groups that are helpful or that are being successful. There is power in having friendships. And I personally think Scentsy Sisters and Misters are like some of the best friends you can possibly have, whether it's all business or not. So find your connection, find your crew, find your tribe, whether they're on your team or not. That's not what importance. It's just that they're like-minded people that share similar interests and that are going to both inspire you, motivate you, but you can also be that person on the other end too. So,
yes.
Oh, we love Miss Becky.
Dry up, Becky. Crying here.
Yeah. Becky's been in Facebook jail too, the stinking Facebook jail. And that I'm going to just be real and go a little off track a little bit, but that is the reality. We have put all of our eggs in this Facebook basket, and it is somewhat alarming at times to think it can go away in any given moment.
I was talking to Amber about that the other day. I think I was like, I've got to figure out a way to get my business to where if Facebook goes away tomorrow, Instagram's gone tomorrow, I've still got a business that's rolling, and it doesn't matter if Facebook's there or not. I've got to figure out a way, and so I'm going to think of something. When I think of something, it's going to be huge, and I'm going to share it with everybody. But I'm going to figure something out. Like I figured out the Facebook thing and the algorithm thing, and I figured out all the things about that, so I can learn something new. It's okay. It's just a learning curve. I'm just going to learn something.
I do think we need to come up with a way. I was talking today to, again, it's a little off track, but I feel like we spent a lot of time and no one's asking any questions regarding the PRV thing. So, Jamie Solons was sharing today that she created a QR code that she has with her all the time, everywhere, whether she's at an event, she's at a party, on social media, that she shares out, and it takes them to a contact form so that she gets their contact information. And I was like, we really need to be way more diligent about that, because again, if, I remember we all didn't have Facebook for what a day. Didn't Facebook go down for like a day not too long ago?
It was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, like how this could, it could be reality at any given moment. So making sure that we do have contact information for our customers, their likes, their dislikes, so that we have other avenues to get a hold of them, I think is something that it's not too early to start something like that now, just so you do have a plan B.
Yeah. And even keeping their contacts in the Amy app, I think, that could go away too. The internet could just fall off. So, the phone might be at some point in time, that may be the only option is your phone, so I would just say if I text somebody from Amy, after I text them, if it doesn't show up their name, I automatically go ahead and save them in my phone. So I probably got 50,000 contacts in my phone by now, but I do that. And James does the same when he uses the Amy app. He goes ahead and saves their name and their info so that we have that, so that if something ever happens to Amy or something ever happens to Facebook, we've still got people's contact info and we can still, work our business. We just got to figure out a way to do it, as good as we do with Facebook.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I don't know what's happening with Facebook. Something about this Meta something or other, some kind of new platform. I don't know if they're merging everything.
They're changing their corporate business name, but it has nothing to do with the actual platform. It's just because they have so many different things out there now that they're all under the Facebook umbrella. So they're just changing that corporate name.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because it's a little scary. It really is.
Brenda, Cassie, Brenda had a question. Could you give us a little insight on the Facebook algorithms and what exactly what you do so that people see your posts?
Okay, Facebook algorithms. Okay, if you're not posting on Facebook and you decide to post one day, Facebook is going to show that post popular with those people. It'll show it to more people. If it continues to be popular, it'll show it to more people. That's how people go viral. Because if the first liked it and the second liked it and the third liked it, and then so many other people will like it. There's something else that you need to make sure that you're doing as well. You need to be consistently posting on whatever platform you're using. It doesn't matter what platform it is. Every platform has an algorithm. I don't understand Instagram's algorithm. That would be a Jackie Duran thing. But I do understand Facebook's algorithm. So there are best times of the day to post. I don't always go by those best times of the day. A lot of people say 7 a.m. on Wednesday, and then Sunday at noon is the best time to post, like ever. But I consistently share something motivational. I'm all about my preaching videos, and I do daily Bible studies and stuff. And a lot of days I share those. I'm all about sharing my kids and my family, and I share that. And then I always share something that is interactive. So like, how do you like your steak cooked? Which one would you pick? Which one's your favorite warmer? Something, that's going to get interaction going on my page. Because the more interaction that is going on my page, the more people are going to see stuff on my page. And everything on my page is set to public. So nothing on my page is private, because that's literally where I run my business from. I don't want anything to be private. So anything that needed to be private or doesn't need to be shared doesn't get shared. I keep that to myself. And then you sprinkle your business in with those posts. So you've got something motivational, you've got something interactive, you're sharing something about your family or your personal life or something about your friends, something like that. And then you sprinkle some business in there, and you keep it where you're doing it consistently every single day. And then and if you do it, I promise, give it a week and watch your algorithm just bump. I've had stuff that, pictures and things that get 300, 400, 500 likes. And the more people that see your post about your favorite warmer or your favorite scent, the more you're going to sell of that. The more people are going to see your posts about that, the more parties you will get. So it's all about learning how to share it. And I did a training for something else on Facebook algorithm. I think Jackie did. I don't know if she's still here, but I think it's on Jackie's YouTube where I did that. We can share that. I think Jackie, Amber, Cassie, the other Cassie from Texas, and I done a training one night. And I think that's what I shared it on, and I'm pretty sure it's on Jackie's YouTube. So
I will. Yeah, I'll grab that and share it in the group.
Yeah, there you are. I didn't see you. Yeah. And you can also Google Facebook algorithm. It changes all the time. It never stays the same, ever. So you can, I mean, you can Google ways. There's a lot of stuff, but I've done a lot of research on it. And so consistency is your number one, just like working your business and sharing your business. Facebook consistency, posting consistently is very, very important to keep your algorithm boosted, because I can tell you there's a difference between my Facebook and Jackie's Facebook. I could post something and sell 10 of something by posting that. She can post it and she gets crickets, nothing. So that's just because she doesn't use Facebook like I do. I don't use Instagram like she does. So she's like Instagram queen and I'm like Facebook queen. I don't get Instagram and she doesn't get Facebook. So it's like we try though. We really try to intermingle the two, but you know, I don't get Instagram. Just don't get it.
Don't be so
Anything-
quiet. Who else has a question about PRV? Anything? Nothing?
I think she nailed it. People got
Cassie,
it.
do you do anything else besides like parties? Like, do you do any kind of mystery boxes, or do you do any kind of like scent, you know, like people will do like scent of the month, like club or whatever for maybe your VIPs, or do you do anything special like that? Or are you strictly just kind of focus on parties and maybe individual orders as far as like?
I'm strictly parties. I do bulk orders for my local people. I do a lot of bulk orders, parties, and then, you know, just taking care of the customers that I do have. And then, you know, sharing the, like on months that my PRV may be struggling, I'll do a personal special, you know, and I come up with those all the time. Like this one has a mini fan diffuser, a set of pods, a room spray, a car bar, a scent pack, a scent circle, and a travel tin. It's $210 PRV, which means you have $210 PRV, and you're getting it for $39.83 plus tax and shipping if needed. So you're getting all 7 of those, which is like $57 retail, I believe. And if you break it down and put it in a party like I did here, you can give it to them for $40. And then you've got $210 PRV right there. But this is a personal special. You cannot share the price of this anywhere unless it's 1-to-1. And then I do the 10 bar special, and then I've got another one. You get a counter clean, a bathroom cleaner, a dish soap, a little thing of the washer whiffs, 1 wax, 1 room spray, and 1 scent circle. You break it down, use your half price credits and everything. It comes out to $41.25 plus tax and shipping. And this one was $54 or $57. So I just I'm working on these all the time while I'm Zooming with the girls. And I just open a blank party, and I start adding stuff, and I start configuring and figuring out how I can get things cheaper and how I can do them. And that is a lot of times I will do that. I don't do them every month, but I do them some months. I didn't do any last month, but I did the month before, and I sold all of the ones that I did that month. The month before that, I think I did like 2 rounds of the 10 bar special. And then I know during the summer I offered the 10 bar special, and I done like over $1,000 PRV that month just from 10 bar specials. So in the group you can search 10 bar special, and I know that'll come up. And then there's other breakdowns for mystery bags that people have like on Pinterest, or you can Google sometimes and find them. I have one saved that I've used before, but I can share those. I think it's already been shared in Bliss. But these 2 that I came up with, I'm going to share these. I'm going to post these in the group because I think they're really good.
Use
That's
the
a lot of
hashtag
stuff.
bundles, because I know if they search hashtag bundles, there is already a tag for that. So make sure if you would share those and then use that so
Yeah.
people can find them.
Yeah.
And I
And
see
then on
that
here,
Grace has a question for you too, Cassie.
On here, I also put what you're going to put at retail price, what you're going to put with your perpetual, the half price, and then what you're going to use your host credits on. So it's all broken down, and you don't have to, it's all broken down on there. But Rachel had a question.
Oh yeah. I was just gonna ask you about Scentsy Club. I don't have any subscribers yet, so I was just trying to figure out like how to promote that.
Yeah. the way that I promote it is if somebody buys from me either every 1, 2, or 3 months, I reach out to them and I say, hey girl, you know, you could be getting discounts with this. We have this awesome thing called Scentsy Club, and I explain to them what it is and what it's about and the savings that they can get because they are ordering every 1, 2, or 3 months. And then I have a little, I don't think I have any printed out right now, but there's a little card that explains Scentsy Club, and I include that in every order. And then I always talk about Scentsy Club in my parties. In every single party that I have, I talk about Scentsy Club at the end. I wait till the end because I don't want someone enrolling in Scentsy Club and pissing off a host, because that's not going to count towards host rewards. So I wait till the end after everything is said and done, and then I share that. But I've got to do better because I have, I think 9 people. But you know, with the changes that we've seen, and then Miss what's the girl's name, Jackie? The one girl with the 40.
Lisa Roberry.
Yes, that one, that amazing person. After watching her video and seeing her club, why are we not doing that? Why are we not there? And it's because we haven't tried. I mean, none of us have pushed Scentsy Club probably like we should or like we could. And the reason that we don't have the Scentsy clubs that she does is because, number one, we're not trying like that. And number 2, we're not getting the word out there like that. So I told actually Jackie and Amber that I was going to go through my customer list on my workstation, and anybody who orders from me every 1, 2, or 3 months, they're getting a personalized message about club and the opportunity, because I want them as teammates as well. So not all of them are going to want to join my team. None of them maybe want to join my team, but I bet you all of them want to save money. So I'm going to offer them the opportunity to save money. So with you being, I think you're still pretty new. I would just, you know, put it in every order. Every person, I would just talk to them about it. Even if they're placing an order, be like, girl, if their order's over $30, they could save 10% by putting that in the club if it's consumable products. So just talk to them about it and tell them about it.
I was going to also mention too that, I mean, I know I'm big on video and some of you are not, but I would encourage you to push out of your comfort zone. But when you get your Scentsy Club, go live, unbox it. People love to watch you unbox it. And you're also sharing what you're getting in your club, whether it's every month, every other month, every 3 months. So share, share, share.
Absolutely. And that's another thing. And Lisa Roberry was shared that, and she did a training for directors. And she shared that in her training that, you know, if you're sharing Scentsy Club, but you don't have your own Scentsy Club, that's your number one mistake. So you need to have your own Scentsy Club. And if you don't have your own Scentsy Club, when you get an order in, it'd be like, oh, I just got my club in, you know, get on live and share that, you know, they don't have to know that it's really not your club, but just share it. And I found that, what are you laughing at, Amber? I have found that real life photos, videos, and word of mouth go a lot farther than flyers do. So I would encourage you to talk to people about it. Even if it's not a phone call, you know, text message, voice messages are really good because they can hear the excitement in your voice. And I can say, hey girl, hey, you know, we have this thing now, it's called Scentsy Club and it's really amazing, and you can save money and you can get half off products and all the things. So just, you know, just share it.
I don't know. I'm guessing Lisa probably does on her YouTube video. We can hunt for that. I do know on the Boss Up page, again, I'm referring back to the Boss Up page, which I will share the link for that in the video section. There are several that others have done on Scentsy Club as well. So you might want to check those out too. And then I was just going to share, because Becky asked me to, just to give people like maybe a different, if they're overwhelmed with the idea of the Facebook parties or and such, just a different way. My sponsor, Diane Dreyer, when she joined Scentsy, we didn't have social media yet, but we did have the internet. And so what she did is she found her way into like different work at home mom sites. She would go to websites and she would buy little ads, like $5 ads. Some of them were as much as $25, but usually they were about $5. And she placed ads on different work at home, stay at home mom sites. And that's how she started getting her connections and getting people to join her team and customers as well. So that's certainly still a way to do things. And Diane now, well, some of you guys, I don't know if you guys have heard Carla Hunter present, but Carla is one of her superstar directors also. Carla has over 12,000 in her organization now, who's under Diane. And then of course, Diane's got me, but she's got people from all over the country as a result of buying these ads on websites. So that is a way. And when I joined Scentsy in 2008, Diane had never done a home party yet. Like she'd never done a party. My launch party was her first party. And even at my party, like she just sat down the whole time. Like she never even got up. Like I think back and I giggle because I'm like, I mean, she just had never done a party before. So she really wasn't prepared. It was a great party though. We had a good time. It worked out just fine, but it was just funny. So she built her business, and in the 2 years, she joined in 2006, I joined in 2008. And the month that she had shown me her check in that 2 years, she was making over 12,000 a month. And that was back in 2008 without any social media parties, without ever doing a home party. She has a lot of health issues. She still does. She did then. So going outside of her home just wasn't really very realistic. That's the main reason why she did have to find a different way to work her business. So just because sometimes you'll watch trainings or you hear some of us say this works for us or this works, it doesn't mean it's the only way. It doesn't mean that you can't find a new way or a different way. Because at the end of the day, if you want to see success and you want to find a success, you're already with the right company. We have the right products. We have products that everyone is purchasing. They're consumable. We have great owners. We're going to be around forever and ever. So the reality is you just have to find a way, your way, and go out there, get up every day and just do the work and trust the system, knowing that your payday is going to come soon. And it may not always be an income, because for some of you that might not be, what you want out of this. But whether it's friendships, socialization, travel, income, regardless, it will happen for you. So, well, I sure appreciate your time, Becky.
To
Go
add
ahead.
real quick, Tracy,
Uh-huh.
I think the biggest important part of that especially is that if you want it, you're going to find a way. Don't make excuses for why you can't build your business. I mean, gosh, I've moved twice since starting my business, and there's some consultants that they're part of the military and they move every 2 years or less, and they still find a way to build their business and to take care of those customers. So I just don't make excuses. Just find a way that works for you.
Yep, absolutely.
It works a lot better if you go ahead and just squash the excuses, because if you give me an excuse, I can squash them all. Like, oh, my dad's sick. Well, my mom died and I still worked my business. Well, I'm sick. Well, I had COVID and I still worked my business. Well, I worked 80 hours a week. I was a nurse and I worked 80 hours a week, and I still worked my business and promoted to director. I still got on Zooms at work. I would be on Zooms literally at work at the nursing station, have my phone set up, give a report, and I would be on a Zoom. So if there's an excuse, I can bust it. There is no reason not to work your business. There's no reason not to do the things. If you want to make it, you'll make it. If you want to give excuses, you'll give excuses, and you'll eventually fall off, or maybe you'll stay on for a little while. I don't know. But go ahead and throw the excuses in the trash, and don't even just leave that negativity alone. Stay positive, keep pushing, stay motivated, connect with the people, and do all the things. That is all that it is to it.
That's the way to wrap it up. Very good. Well, I appreciate your time very much, Cassie. Thank you so, so much. And I will look forward to seeing you guys again